Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim Watson speaking on Tuesday the 22nd of March. Looking at the euro dollar first then, and the bearish rally we saw yesterday sort of follow through, and we could yet still see some continuation of this move. We just got, on the short term, we got a little bit oversold, but we do have the weekly pivot below us. Maybe a retest or a test of that sort of level along with the monthly R1. Opposite side of that may just give us a bounce, but if it starts breaking through there, then we've got the 34, the 4 hourly 34, the daily 8, and then the 4 hourly 50 below us. So there's some targets to be had below us if it starts breaking down. Looking for where we are at the moment, it's certainly in this series of lower highs and lower lows. So it's looking like there's, as I say, there's a possibility of this break down to the weekly pivot, and also it'll be the daily S1 sort of area. It's already hit the daily pivot level. I've seen it, I noticed there was a row of highs sitting there at 12.59. We could see just a break of that level. The price levels are very pinched because yesterday's range was pretty tight, relatively. So the pivots are pretty pinched at the moment. Now we could just see a break of those highs back into the hourly 50. So it may just get a sort of a false break out there and maybe run up to the R1. I'm just watching this quite carefully, but I'm really looking. I'd like to see at this moment. I'd like to see the weekly pivot being taken out. Aside that, if it breaks the 50, well, I've got to look on the probably a possible continuation move from there, and then look for the prior highs and look at those as targets at that point. Just go back to the higher time frame. What else have we got? We may just run back in towards that upper band on the dailies. So just watching. I'm a bit wary of the upside move unless it's a good clean move. Now we are looking at the euro dollar, so we'll just look at the news that's relevant to the euro dollar today. And this morning at 8 and 8:30, we got the French manufacturing and services PMI figures coming out, and at 8:30 we got the German figures. Now at one stage these really used to give a bit of a kicker, about 20-30 pips. They then sort of died off of late. Now there's still potential volatility around that sort of 8:30 area, and then later on at 9 o'clock we got the German business climate. So there's a few numbers coming out, and 10 o'clock we got German economic sentiment. So a few numbers coming out, not big movers in the general at the moment, but it could be a bit of volatility around the euro this morning. Okay, looking at cable, the pound dollar, and again, as I said, we saw the doji yesterday. We saw pretty much a follow through, a continuation of that uncertainty, and we saw the downside there. Now we've still got the weekly pivot below us, and it seems to me like it could be again another good target, providing we get some sort of set towards it. It's not very far away now. It almost came through to it in the Asian session. There's a possibility we could sell off towards that yet. Again, we got short-term oversold, but perhaps it will just eventually come down here. Now I'm looking at, let me just switch current providers of data, that's better. So I can just show you all the data. There's a bit of a gap in there with data. What we've still got there is the lower highs and lower lows all sitting in there. We still haven't broken through the highs. We haven't quite caught the daily pivot here yet. It's still looking particularly weakish. So it may be interesting to see which way it runs here. So if it does do any sort of reversal bounce from here, it's got the daily pivot above us. May want to run back and test that 50 if it starts running up into that direction. Maybe even the R1 and the prior lows. However, a breakdown here, I'm really looking. I'd like to see that weekly pivot cleared out, and maybe we'll see the S1 at that point. So. At the moment, as I say, it's erring on the weaker side. Okay, dollar yen. So again, yesterday I had the reversal signal. We saw a bit of a reversal, the weekly pivot taken out there. That's cleared that one out. Well, so it's already sort of done a bit of a reversal this morning, and from these bars here, really, it looks like we could see more downside in this. It's got untouched daily pivot below us, so if it's already tested the 60-20 ones, just about testing them again here, but a break of this could see us selling through to the daily pivot, maybe even further, 34.50 sort of sitting below us, and maybe even the S1 there, so just watching that, but could sell off. Not massive range in all of this movement though. Aussie dollar, again, followed through yesterday. Today, though, we've seen a bit of a bounce on some reasonable housing numbers, and it's just came up shy of its weekly pivot there, but just running back into. Let's just get the right one so we've got all the data. There we go. There we go. So we've still got this pattern of lower highs, although it's trying to get back up to yesterday's highs at this stage. But if it does start rolling back over, well, we've sort of pretty much, within the pivot, we call it weekly pivot already, but if it does start coming back towards that area and break the 21s and heading towards that way, it may even break on through and get back within the monthly R3 area and get back in range. So still that possibility at the moment, but it's holding up probably stronger than most of the other pairings against the US dollar. And finally, Canadian dollar. Actually, again, I need to switch feeds for a moment and look at what's going on here. In fact, let me just look at West Texas Intermediate Oil. So the oil's been pushing up again, but still in that 42 area. So, okay, let's come back to CAD. Look at the bigger time frames here. So again, follow through yesterday. The reversal candles on each of these occasions worked and pretty much showed the picture yesterday. Don't always, but did pretty well. Okay, at the moment we're sitting here for this 4-hourly pivot. Candle's almost finished. It's a bullish looking sort of candle into some support. May see it push up to its weekly pivot here. Again, looking at the, sorry, let's just switch right bars here. Looking at the data here, we've got the higher lows and higher highs running through at the moment, so could end up with a quite bullish little hourly pattern here as well. So could see us, as I say, run through towards that weekly pivot. Looking so at the moment, so that's the possibility. Okay, that's pretty much it from me. As I said, main news, there's also inflation news. I missed out on the UK at 9:30, so the pound dollar. We should be watching at 9:30 for the inflation data coming out, expected to come out slightly better, higher than last time, which may see cable get a little bounce, but it's expected. So if it comes out less, we could see a bit of a sell-off on the pound. If it comes out any more, well, we may get a bit more of a rally, but it's largely priced in by the more big institutions, I would imagine. And then really, other news today, it's not a significant amount of other news today. And after that, that's of significance. Right, yep, there's nothing else I'm really interested beyond that. So there we go. Hope you have a great one. Bye for now.